Have you ever pondered how a paradise can turn into a battlefield? The history of Kashmir is a testament to such a paradox. Nestled in the majestic Himalayas, this land of ethereal beauty has long been hailed as paradise on earth. A region rich in natural and cultural wealth, it has been the cradle of great civilizations. But beneath this veneer of tranquility, Kashmir has a history that is as turbulent as the icy rivers that crisscross its landscapes. The seeds of this strife were sown in the year of 1947 during the partition of India. Amidst the birth of two new nations, India and Pakistan, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir found itself at the heart of a grueling conflict. With a majority Muslim population but a Hindu ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, the state became a point of contention. The partition of India in 1947 laid the foundation for the conflict that would engulf Kashmir for the decades to come. As India and Pakistan emerged as two separate nations, Kashmir became a bone of contention. The princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with its Muslim majority but a Hindu ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, found itself in a precarious position. Caught between the newly formed India and Pakistan, the Maharaja initially sought to retain the state's independence. However, the tides of change were swift and unforgiving. In October 1947, tribal militias supported by Pakistan invaded the serene valleys of Kashmir. The tranquility of this paradise was shattered as the echoes of war reverberated through the mountains. Maharaja Hari Singh, faced with an existential threat, made a decisive choice. He sought military assistance from India and in exchange acceded to the Indian Union. This marked the beginning of the First Indo-Pakistani War, a battle that was as much about territorial claims as it was about defining the identities of the two nascent nations. Fire and smoke filled the air as the armies of India and Pakistan clashed in the valleys and peaks of Kashmir. The war was fierce and the price steep. After a year of intense fighting, the guns fell silent in 1948. But the landscape of Kashmir had changed irrevocably. The region was now divided between India and Pakistan, with a de facto border known as the Line of Control, slicing through its heart. This line of control was more than just a demarcation of territories. It was a symbol of the deep divisions and unresolved tensions between India and Pakistan. The first war over Kashmir ended in 1948, dividing the region into two parts, creating a de facto border that remains a flashpoint even today. This line, etched in the rugged terrain of Kashmir, continues to bear witness to the tug-of-war between two nations, a war that has left a lasting impact on the land and its people. The echoes of this conflict still resonate in the valleys of Kashmir, a paradise caught in the throes of a never-ending struggle. The aftermath of the partition and the conflicts that followed had a profound impact on the people of Kashmir. In the wake of the partition and the subsequent battles, a significant demographic shift was observed. A large population of Hindus, specifically known as Kashmiri Pandits, were compelled to flee the Kashmir Valley due to escalating threats and violence from militants. This mass migration is often referred to as the genocide of the Kashmiri Pandits. It was a period of immense distress and upheaval, as families were torn apart, homes were abandoned, and a community was displaced from their ancestral land. The exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits was not just a change of address, it was a tragic chapter that tore at the very fabric of Kashmiri society, altering its cultural and social dynamics. The Pandits, who had once been an integral part of the valley's rich tapestry of cultures and traditions, were now refugees in their own nation, their voices echoing in the silence of the deserted temples and homes they left behind. Alongside the exodus were disturbing reports of forced conversions. Non-Muslims, including the Kashmiri Pandits, were reportedly coerced into changing their faith during periods of unrest. These episodes of forced conversions were often accompanied by violence and intimidation, adding to the already prevalent tension among different communities in the region. These forced conversions were not simply changes of faith or personal beliefs, they were acts of power, control, and domination. They served to further divide the already fragmented society, creating deeper fissures between different religious communities. The exodus and forced conversions were not isolated incidents. They were the tragic manifestations of a larger conflict that had ensnared the region, a conflict that had its roots in the partition and the subsequent wars. These episodes of violence have left indelible scars on the cultural and social landscape of Kashmir. The beauty of the region is marred by these painful memories, and the echoes of this tumultuous past continue to reverberate in the present, shaping the lives and experiences of the people of Kashmir. Kashmir, a region of immense strategic importance, has remained a flashpoint between India and Pakistan. Over the years, the region's strategic location has made it the epicenter of several wars and ongoing conflicts. Each side claims the entirety of Kashmir, yet only controls fragments of it. This has led to the creation of a heavily militarized line of control, where skirmishes between Indian and Pakistani forces are far from rare occurrences. The aftermath of these conflicts has had a profound and lasting impact on the region and its people. The presence of strong military forces, coupled with the activities of militant groups, has created a climate of fear and uncertainty. It's a world where normalcy is often disrupted by sudden spurts of violence, and peace seems more like a fleeting dream than a potential reality. Underneath this tense exterior, however, lies a deeply disturbing reality. Kashmir has been the stage for widespread human rights abuses. The stories of extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and instances of torture are not uncommon. These abuses have added another layer of complexity to the conflict, further deepening the wounds inflicted by years of strife. The daily lives of Kashmiris have been profoundly affected by this ongoing struggle. The shadow of conflict looms large over their existence, affecting everything from their social interactions to their economic prospects. They live in a world where the sounds of laughter are often drowned out by the echoes of gunfire, and where dreams and aspirations must constantly grapple with the harsh realities of conflict. Yet, amid all this turmoil, the people of Kashmir continue to show remarkable resilience. They strive to lead their lives, pursuing their dreams and aspirations despite the overwhelming odds. They continue to hope for a day when peace will replace conflict and fear will give way to freedom. Despite the continuing conflict, the people of Kashmir strive to lead their lives amid uncertainty and fear. Their spirit of resilience serves as a beacon of hope, a testament to their enduring faith in a better, more peaceful future. The search for a lasting solution to the Kashmir conflict has been long and arduous. Over the decades, numerous attempts have been made to bring peace to this paradise on earth. India and Pakistan, the two primary stakeholders, have initiated various dialogues, but the path to resolution has been fraught with hurdles. In the early years following the partition, the United Nations stepped in, passing resolutions calling for a plebiscite to decide Kashmir's fate. However, this proposed solution was never implemented due to disagreements over its conditions. In the late 20th century, peace processes such as the Shimla Agreement and the Lahore Declaration sought to normalize relations between India and Pakistan. These agreements emphasized bilateral negotiations as the path forward, reducing the role of external actors. Yet despite these efforts, the shadow of conflict never fully receded. The new millennium brought fresh hopes with the Agra Summit and the Composite Dialogue process. These initiatives saw periods of relative calm and improved bilateral relations. However, they eventually fell apart due to a myriad of reasons, including political changes, terror attacks, and mutual mistrust. The international community, too, has played its part. From diplomatic mediation to calls for de-escalation during periods of heightened tension, nations around the globe have tried to steer both India and Pakistan towards peaceful coexistence. Yet, the complexity of the issue, coupled with national interests and regional politics, has made this task exceedingly challenging. The key to resolving the Kashmir conflict lies not only in addressing political and territorial disputes, but also in healing the wounds of the past. Efforts must be made to address the human rights abuses, the plight of displaced populations, and the communal divisions that have riddled the region. While the quest for peace continues, the people of Kashmir remain caught in the crossfire of this protracted conflict. Their stories, their hopes, and their resilience serve as a poignant reminder of the human cost of this enduring dispute. As we look towards the future, it is their voices that must guide us in our quest for a peaceful, inclusive, and prosperous Kashmir. The history of Kashmir is a complex tapestry of beauty and conflict. This paradise on earth, nestled in the heart of the Himalayas, has been subjected to the harrowing winds of turmoil and strife. The partition of India, in 1947, sparked a tug of war over Kashmir, leading to its division and setting the stage for decades of conflict. The haunting exodus of Kashmiri Pandits and the forced conversions marked a grim chapter in the region's history, forever changing its social fabric. The ongoing struggle, punctuated by wars, human rights abuses, and a heavily militarized line of control, has cast a shadow over the lives of the Kashmiri people. Despite the quest for peace, a lasting solution remains elusive. The contrast between Kashmir's natural grandeur and the tumult it has endured is a poignant reminder of its complex history. Until a lasting solution is found, the echoes of the past will continue to reverberate in the present, shaping the future of this paradise on Earth.